Welcome to PK Glitz, home of Jammie classes. We want to thank you for joining us today and also want to remind you to visit our website so that you'll really know what's up to date, what's hot, and what's going on. And we want to remind you to be sure and get to the store where you'll find a complete line of all the products that you'll need for the classes. We've got a wonderful line of projects, cards, all kinds of things lined up for you this season. So, without further ado, let's get started. Our next project is our ornament with metal and glitz. Isn't that just the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen? And you are never going to believe how easy it is to do. But first, let's look and see about the supplies that we're going to need. You're going to need an ornament from one of your craft stores. We've chosen the star pattern here. We're going to use our Wonder Film. That's the one that's sticky on both sides. We're going to use some metal tape. This is available now in the PK Glitz store. We're going to use one of your embossing folders to give a little pattern to the tape. We've got a pattern, a little chevron pattern that will be available on our website for you. We're going to use 4 of our colored Spectrum Noir alcohol pens to give some color to our metal tape. Along with that, you're going to need alcohol spritz. I made myself a little dauber with felt and an old stamp block. I'm using the bronze patina in my glitter today and actually chose my colors to go along with that. I think that's it. Let's get started. I believe that it was earlier in the summer, Tammy Malone, and a lot of you know her, showed me an ornament that she had made, and I was just so taken with it, I thought, we've got to do this. This is going to be a whole lot of fun. Well, we kind of did some changes around. We came up with a star rather than with the other shape that we had, and that's the one we're going to show you how to do today. They're just really a lot of fun. We're starting out with some of our metal tape. We have a pattern, and once again, this pattern is available at the store. Now, I actually cut a little chevron shape out of my metal tape. Then I ran it through with the little embossing folder, and that got me to the point that we have right here. Okay, so let's put those out of the way. Now we're going to color that, and we're going to color it, instead of using the alcohol refills and that sort of thing, we're simply going to use our alcohol pens. We've got all these wonderful colors in the Spectrum Noir, so we're just going to use those to do what we'd like to do. I chose my glitter color for the ornament to be my bronze patina. So I wanted to find some colors in my pens that would give me a similar color to that on my little piece. I chose for this project today DG3, GB9, TN9, and DG4. And I have a little piece of felt on here. This is just an old block I had, and I used one of the little Velcro backs, and I just put my little felt on there, and it works just fine. And I'm just going to simply take from the chisel end some of my color from my pens. So we'll just take each one of those, put it onto our little block here, and just keep on going, one right after the other. The nice thing about this is that you can try the color and see how you like it. If you want a little bit darker, a little bit lighter, a little bit different tone, just go get another pen and give that a try as well. Now once we've got our 4 colors on there, we're going to take our alcohol spritz and simply give our little block a spritz, just like so. Then we'll come over to our metal tape, and we're just going to daub it. And we just daub it and daub it and daub it. Once again, be careful what you're working on, because remember, with the alcohol ink, it will go through your surfaces. I have a protective surface here, and it will stain things. So we want to be real careful about that. Now I just keep going on. Give it a little more daub. Let it rest maybe just a minute, and then maybe go back and add a little more color where I feel like maybe I don't have quite enough. Actually, I think that's probably going to be just about right. So now when we look at our little chevron, we've gone from that metal silvery color to more of a bronzed color using our alcohol pens. Isn't that neat? Okay, now let's take this piece that we have created and start putting our star together. We cut out 5 of the Wonder Film, I'm going to call them chevrons, and we cut out 5 of the metal tape. We colored our tape with the alcohol marker using that little distressed work, so that worked real good. So now we're going to put it together. We simply take the Wonder Film first. We found that if you'll apply all of your Wonder Film pieces first, that it's easier. So let's just worry that edge, peel it apart, sticky side down. Just start it right there at the throat of the star and come out to where the point is, right there at the point. Then you're going to come in and just ease that straight line down like so. Turn it over, same thing over here. Just ease that straight line just like so. Then be sure it's on there nice and tight all the way out to the end. Now you probably will have a little bit of over tape right here. You need to have that. That's a good thing, because what's going to happen is now when we put the two pieces together, that's going to be sure that you don't have any raw edge of the paper mache showing. That's going to give you that glittered edge that will look really nice with your other piece. So now let's continue on, just piece by piece. We'll simply, whoops, I'll go out here to the point. That'll make it easier. Worry the edge, peel it apart. Whoop, got the other side that time. And be sure now that you do every other one, okay? So now we're going to come over here, again right there at the throat. Come out, just sort of center it, and you're just kind of tacking it at first until you're sure you're really in the right spot. Then come down the line, turn him over. Same thing over here. Okay? Now you can be sure he's on there nice and tight all the way around. And we're just going to continue that until we get to the very last chevron. And now here's our last piece. Gently tack it. Be sure it's exactly where you'd like for it to be. And then when you're sure, be sure you get it down there nice and tight. And we'll be sure now each one is nice and tight all the way around. Now we're going to add the little metal chevrons. Before we actually do that, we're going to start peeling away the Wonder Film. One piece at a time now. So I'm just going to take this first one, peel the Wonder Film cover away. Okay. Be sure that it's tacked down there nice and tight all the way around. Just wrap that little top part right over the top. That'll work just fine. Then we're going to come in with our first chevron. These are pre-sticky, so we need to pull that little bit of paper away. There we go, because your metal piece does actually have adhesive on it. Then we're going to come in, once again, just find that little throat area, just sort of tack it, and come on down right along that line. Same thing over here, right along that line. Okay, you can already see where we're going with this now. It's really going to look nice. Now, if you have way more metal than you need, you can go in and trim that just a little bit. The point being, each one of these is going to be just a little bit different. Your paper mache never comes out two pieces exactly the same. So once in a while, you might have a little bit that's just a little more than what you want. If that's the case, just simply come in with your scissors. Don't take much now. It's better to have too much than not to have enough. So I'm just going to trim just a tiny little bit of that away. Maybe this side of my star is just a little bit smaller than the other sides. I'm going to trim just the least little bit away right there, okay? But I still want to have more than enough to come all the way up to the ridge, okay? Same thing back here. I want to have more than enough of my metal tape, that little piece of extra off of there. I want to have more than enough of that metal tape to come all the way over to the ridge of my star. Then you're going to have this little bit left here right at the top. I usually just nip the very point, just that little point off, and then wrap that on over. That will give you a finished edge on that point. Okay? So now we've got our metal tape, we've got our Wonder Film. Let's go ahead and take care of that Wonder Film. Remember, we're using bronze patina today. So we're going to take our bronze patina glitter using our spoon. And one reason I'm using a spoon with this, we want to be careful and try not to get too much glitter up in here on this tape that we haven't worked yet. It will make it a little bit hard for that to stick down. So by using your spoon, you've got a little bit more control over where you put that glitter. So I'm just going to put mine right against that throat and then down down the point. Give him a little tap. Get your brush out. Brush that extra away, just like that. And I want you to look. One already done. Now let's go on and do the others one at a time. Okay, now we're down to the last chevron, and I purposefully left this one for last because that's where our little cord on top of the star is. So we're going to do something just a teeny bit different. I'm taking off my Wonder Film cover there, being sure that all of that's down there nice and tight. Wrap that extra around just like we did before. But right up here at the top, we want to be sure that that doesn't confine our little cord in any way. So I'm just going to wrap it kind of sideways, and then right here, whoops, I almost forgot to take the paper off of my little chevron, my little metal chevron here, so we'll do that. And once again, right at the throat, and then you can even kind of look at it if you want to over here on the other side. We want to center it like that. Now let's fit those edges once more. Down both sides. Oh, the colors in this are just so pretty. I really think they turned out nicely. And I think I might take, again, just a hair off of that, but not a whole lot. Okay. And maybe the same thing over here. Just the tiniest little bit, but boy, not a lot. Okay. Then, when we wrap this over, right here at the top where our little cord is going to be, we're going to come in there. First we'll nip that little bit just like we did the others. Okay. Then we're going to split it. Split it with your scissors right down the center. Whoop, thought I did, and then I walked away. And then just peel one side this way, pull your cord, peel the other side the other way. Okay? And that way your cord will not have a bind in it in any way, and it won't be pulling your pieces apart. Now let's do the last little bit of glittering on here. Get that last little bit of bronze patina on there. Boy, this will just dress any tree, I tell you. Just gorgeous. And there we have it. Now let's brush away the extra all the way around. Then we'll just come in here and give him one final brush all over. Sparkles beautifully. Lightweight. So if you've got some limbs and branches that can't take a lot of weight, but you like to have a little bit larger ornament on top of them, this is perfect for it. Isn't that just gorgeous? It just doesn't get any better than that. I hope you've enjoyed this class, and remember, you can make these in all different types of colors. We did a silver one we showed you a little bit earlier, but any color glitz you happen to have, your alcohol pins obviously can do the color on top of your metal tape. So these can be red, green, turquoise, combinations of colors, whatever your heart desires. Hope you've enjoyed it and that you'll join us again next time. Thank you for joining our Jammie class today. Wasn't that fun? Be sure to go to the website and join our email family. As email family members, you'll receive Jammie class updates, coupons, new product information, and much, much more. We look forward to seeing you again next time.